Okay, so I want to talk about long-range options. So I know the big thing now is like recce rifles and stuff, and all these have a purpose. You know, like a regular 20-inch AR 5.56. That's more creeping into DMR territory. So you got like your general purpose gun, your 16-inch AR pistol, more like the battle rifles, 20-inch, 308s and 5.56s, your GPRs, and then your recce rifles, then your SPRs, and then your DMRs and or sniper rifle, long range distance guns. So, with long range rifles or a DMR setup or even the SPRs, there's tons of videos about SPRs, 5.56 guns shooting out to 1,000 yards. I think at that point it's not ineffective, but it's kind of borderline to that point, because 5.56, even 77 grain rounds and stuff, if you have any kind of crosswinds at that distance, there's going to be any kind of wind is going to affect it, right? So 308s, 6.5 Creedmoors are probably the way to go. Now they have a lot of rifles now where it's like 6.5 Creedmoor semi-autos and stuff like that, which are sweet. I kind of tend towards the old school bolt actions, kind of tactical long range rifle, a sniper rifle. There's a whole litany of things that have to go into, sniper training, stalking, intel gathering, and all that stuff. So we'll just call it long range rifles. Anyway, the ability to have a 22, 24 inch barrel, 6.5 or 308 with a nice optic, 6 to 24 or whatever. The ability to have that is terrain denial, intelligence gathering, and just basic standoff. If things get bad, all those types of weapon systems, GPRs, SPRs, and long-range rifles, they all have their niche, but to be able to hold off looters, violent gangs, or UN peacekeepers, being able to do that, laying effective fire at 100 or 800 or 1,000 yards, is extremely beneficial to small groups or just people that are just trying to save their family. So in that aspect, I think it's definitely a good case to be made to have something like that. Long range rifles, I mean, they kind of teetered off for a while because all the SPRs and Mark 12s and all that stuff, 308 308 semi-auto guns were coming out and stuff. So it kind of, everybody was all into the AR market for a long time, for the last 10 years or so. So you're starting to see the designated marksman sniper roles coming back to life, and which is good. I mean, there's so many people. I'm in Ohio. There's so many people around here that shoot groundhogs and coyotes like long distance and stuff, like out to 600 yards. I had a family member, my brother's grandpa, that he had a 25-06 old Ruger M77, I think, and he would plug groundhogs at like 1,000 yards easily, hand loads and stuff like that. It's like an Ohio pastime. So there's a lot of people that are well versed in shooting somewhat long distance, or having a pretty good general idea about shooting, out to 400 or 500 yards. Now, add that to a good bolt gun and like 6.5 Creedmoor or something like that. It's actually really easy it's amazing how easy it is to shoot 1,000 yards with a 308. Maybe not a 308 as much, but a 6.5 Creedmoor. It's so easy it gets boring quick. And I'm not trying to, I'm a burper derper, I can shoot out to a mile. It's not that. But modern bolt guns using great ammunition and a caliber like 6.5 Creedmoor with pretty good conditions is very easy. And 1,000 yards, shooting 1,000 yards isn't that big of a deal anymore, because it's, you'd be amazed how easy it is. So there is some initial cost. Bergara rifles. I have the Wilderness Terrain and 6.5 Creedmoor, a heavier barrel, and a more of a hunting / tactical stock. So you have the cheek riser that you can adjust and stuff like that, and the QD mounts for a sling, and you could probably get those for probably maybe less than $1,000, maybe right at 1,000, and a good optic. I didn't have money at the time, that much money, so I got a Vortex Diamondback Tactical, which is 6 to 24 by 50, but it's first focal plane, and that optic is wonderful. It was like $300, but it's a first focal plane optic, and it's a Vortex, so they have a great warranty, and I've had it for 5 years, I think, and it's wonderful. If you're in it with ammunition, you could easily get something together for $1,500. I know that's a lot, but if you have a rifle that you're willing to sell, kind of offset something like that, or a handgun a couple handguns or whatever you want to sell, just to help offset the cost, why not? You have the ability to create vast amounts of distance around you or your family if anything ever goes down. I think it's a great investment for people to have. If nothing ever happens, like I say, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff to be able to pass down to our kids and our grandkids, and the ability to shoot groundhogs easily at like 600 yards. My rifle in a 6.5 Creedmoor, there is very, very little elevation change out to like 300 yards. It's unreal. It's like shooting lasers. So, just FYI, if this is something that you guys are wanting to look into or getting into, there's a lot of influencers or YouTube guys coming out talking about this stuff, because it's pretty necessary and it's fun. So take that.